Okay guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to make some BooTacular ears. So we are going to start with making a pattern of 4 ear lines. I didn't have it centered at first, so I just went over it again and made it more centered so that way each image would be on the ear visible. So I went ahead and cut 4 of those out. Well, I traced and then I cut 4. And this time I did use my ruler. I call it like a pizza cutter for your fabric. You can use scissors, it's whatever you prefer. This does help you get a little bit more of a precise cut though. And then you're going to take your inside of your ear and make 4 cardboard trims. Like I said in my last video, I do use gym short boxes, so it does make the board a little bit thicker. I'm just using that as of right now just to get rid of cardboard that I have in the house. I definitely would recommend finding a not so stiff cardboard to use though. And there I was just kind of checking to make sure they were evenly as possible with the cardboard. I'm not the best at making them even, but just as even as I could get them. And after you cut those 4 out, you're gonna hot glue the rim of the cardboard and place your fabric on top. I used a little bit too much hot glue, so I just kind of laid it down a little bit. And then you just want to press and have it go all the way around. So I went ahead and did that 4 times. After you get everything glued on, you're going to go ahead and stuff your ears. I use a pen to help get into the ear a little bit better, just to not have to break the edges. Sometimes it still does pop off, but I just find the pen very helpful. You can do it either way. Sometimes I just use my finger too. It just kind of depends on how I'm feeling in the moment. After I fill the fluff in the ear, I go ahead and I sew the excess fabric off the edges around onto the back. And you're going to do that for all 4 of them. And as you can see, sometimes the pen gives you a hard time, and that's why I just said screw it and let's use our finger. And you can stuff them to your liking. Sometimes I stuff them a little bit fuller, sometimes I don't. It just kind of depends on how you like it to be. I feel like when I have with the cardboard, I don't stuff them as much as I do when I don't use the cardboard and use like a different inside. And just be very careful when gluing because hot glue is very, very hot. You can use another tool to press down on. I just do use my fingers. I just like pain, I guess. And if you have a hot glue gun like I am using here, it's a Ryobi hot glue gun power tool. You don't have to press too hard. As you can see, sometimes I just use the driplets on it because it comes out a lot thicker than like a household glue gun does. So just keep that in mind. I do recommend the glue gun. It's amazing. I got mine at Home Depot. I'm not sponsored at all, but I like it a lot. It's a lot easier to use because you don't have to have it plugged in, and you don't have to change your stick out as much. So I like it a lot. I got mine as a Christmas gift from my mom. But yeah, they have another brand one as well. I don't know what that one's called, but I just like Ryobi tools, so that's why I have that one. I will also say with this one, the glue gets a lot hotter than one if you were just to plug it into the wall. So just keep that in mind as well, especially if you're somebody who crafts with children. I would probably stick to the wall one because yes, they get hot, but they don't get as hot as this one does. And once you glue them all around, you'll figure out what sides you want to put together and glue them together. You just put a hefty amount inside on one side of the ear and push them down together, and just make sure they're sturdy. And you don't want to go right on the edge either for this because it will seep out, so you just want to keep that in mind. If you have the ear stick up, you can add glue as needed, but I would recommend staying further away from the line, the edge, as you start. So now that I got the ears done, I am going to clean up my space a little bit, and I am going to wrap my headband. So I am not wrapping it with fabric this time. I'm just going to wrap it with a string pattern, and like the last ears I made, I am just going to take the string and glue it in a couple spots and then wrap it around. And you can see here the glue does drip, so since I don't need a lot, I just decided to grab a little as I needed. So you're just going to wrap it in a dimension of spacing that you prefer. And then I glue at the bottoms, and then I glue kind of a quarter of a way just to help keep everything in place so it's not moving all around while you're trying to get your evenness. And that's what that looks like. It's really easy, and those are the ears. So next I'm going to take the same string and I'm going to do a edging with that. And for this one I did do it a double just because it did seep into the ears, so I just wanted to make sure that it was seen, so I just went around it twice. And you're just going to do that on both of the ears, and just like I said, it's just your preference on if you want to do it once or twice, or if you even want to do it at all. I like doing the edging because it does hide any gapping that could be seen. And you want to try to do the thinnest line that you possibly can, so that way the glue doesn't go everywhere. Sometimes it does, and you just kind of wipe it as it goes just to kind of keep it as clean as you possibly can. And that's what that looks like. So now I'm just trying to figure out which sides I want where and how I think it's going to best look. So I'm just messing around with that now. I got these flowers at Michael's in their reef section. So I'm just cutting off the little stem thing. Sometimes you can pull them off. I did pull one off with the other one, but sometimes you can't. So I'm just kind of placing and trying to figure out the best placement and how I like it. So just do that for yours as well, so that way you know how you best prefer your ears to look. And as you can see here, when I took the stem fully off of that pair, the eyeball fell off. I did do it for the other one too, and the eyeball didn't fall off, but I pulled it off to just glue it down so that way there wasn't going to be any issues in the future. And now I just glued the eyes onto the earpiece to kind of just know where my placement was going to look for when I placed them onto the headband. I think that this helped a lot more than if I were to just go ahead and stick it on there. And then I figured out how I wanted the ears actually placed and went ahead and glued that part on. You just want to hold it there for a second so that way the glue connects the ear to the headband and it's sturdy. And then I just glued the flower to the headband as well. And then you'll repeat the same step for the other ear. And then I just glued the little petals up so that way it wasn't hanging and looking all sippy. And then I did a trim around the bottom part of the ear just to help it, one, have a cleaner look, and two, it kind of helps it stay in place a little bit more as well. And that's the finished product. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you're gonna make yourself a pair of these ears, let me know down below. They're definitely fun, and I hope you guys have a great day.